Narrated Aisha, a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said that he had been burnt. The Prophet ﷺ asked him what was the matter. He replied, I had sexual intercourse with my wife in Ramadan while I was fasting. Then a basket full of dates was brought to the Prophet ﷺ and he asked, where is the burnt man? He replied, I am present. The Prophet ﷺ told him to give that basket in charity. Narrated Abu Huraira. A man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, I had a sexual intercourse with my wife on Ramadan while fasting. The Prophet asked him, can you afford to manumit a slave? He replied in negative. The Prophet asked him, can you fast for 2 successive months? He replied in negative. He asked him, can you afford to feed 60 poor persons? He replied in negative. Abu Huraira added, then a basket full of dates was brought to the Prophet ﷺ, and he said to that man, feed poor people with this by the way of atonement. He said, should I feed it to the poorer people than we? There is no poorer house than ours between Medina's mountains. The Prophet said, then feed your family with it.
Narrated by Ibn Abbas radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet was cupped while he was in the state of ihram and also while he was observing a fast. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Narrated by Abu ad-Darda. We set out with Allah's Apostle on one of his journey on a very hot day, and it was so hot that one had to put his hand over his head because of severity of heat. None of us was fasting except Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Ibn Rawaha. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Narrated by Jabir bin Abdullah. Allah's Apostle was on a journey and saw a crowd of people, and a man was being shaded by them. He asked, what is the matter? They said, the man is fasting. The Prophet said, it is not righteous that you fast on a journey. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Narrated by Anas ibn Malik. We used to travel with the Prophet, and neither did the fasting person criticize those who were not fasting, nor those who were not fasting criticize the fasting one.
Narrated Aisha, sometimes I missed some days of Ramadan, but could not fast in lieu of them, except in the month of Shaban. Said Yahya, a sub narrator. She used to be busy serving the Prophet. Narrated Abu Sa'id, the Prophet said, isn't it true that a woman does not pray and does not fast on menstruating, and that is the defect, a loss in her religion?
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Narrated by Aisha radhiyallahu ta'ala anha. Allah's Apostle said, Whoever died and ought to have fasted the missed days of Ramadan, then his guardian must fast on his behalf.
Narrated Umar bin al-Khattab. Allah Apostle said, when night falls from this side, and the day vanishes from this side, and the sun sets, then the fasting person should break his fast. Narrated Abdullah bin Abi Ufa. We were traveling with Allah Apostle, and he was fasting. And when the sun set, he said to someone, get down and mix savic with water for us. He replied, O Allah Apostle, will you wait? Still it is evening. The Prophet ﷺ again said, get down and mix savic with water for us. He replied, O Allah Apostle, it is still daytime. The Prophet ﷺ said again, get down and mix savic with water for us. So he got down and carried out that order. The Prophet ﷺ then said, when you see night falling from this side, the fasting person should break his fast. And he beckoned with his finger towards the east. Narrated Sahal bin Saad, Allah Apostle said, the people will remain on the right path as long as they hasten the breaking of the fast. Asma binat Abi Bakr said, we broke our fast during the lifetime of the Prophet on a cloudy day, and then the sun appeared. Hashim was asked, were they ordered to fast in lieu of that day? He replied, it had to be made up for. Muhammad said, I heard Hashim saying, I don't know whether they fasted in lieu of that day or not. Bismillah. Narrated Arabi binnat Mawid, the Prophet ﷺ sent a messenger to the village of the Ansar in the morning of the day of Ashura to announce, whoever has eaten something should not eat, but complete the fast, and whoever is observing the fast should complete it. She further said, since then we used to fast on that day regularly, and also make our boys fast. We used to make toys of wool for the boys, and if any one of them cried for, he has given those toys till it was the time of the breaking of the fast.